out of blue and yellow. What we know as the prophets, they are really, truly the manifestation of the will of God. Baha'ullah today, Muhammad, Jesus Christ, Buddha, Krishna, for their time, and today's Baha'ullah. And this manifestation of God is truly God on a computer, basically. Like a webcam, you're looking at him. It is him, but it is not him. Sun, Abdul-Baha says, reflects itself into the mirror. Mirror becomes like sun. But is it sun? Yes. It has all the identifications of the sun. But it's not really the sun, because the sun cannot come into this mirror or even in the earth. Everything melts down. So what we can understand and download in our understanding, that would be called Baha'ullah today, and the time was Jesus Christ. Baha'u'llah and us, which is the creator of this universe, are very much the same. He is intelligent to put everything together, from trees to this earth and everything else. They use intelligence to make these video cameras on a car, on a house. He has willpower, we have willpower. He has no time. We are captured in time. We're a fragment. We're kind of like his nanotechnology. He's outside, cannot come inside, but he's sending us inside to do things in a different way. Making this camera that nature doesn't make it, perhaps cannot make it. It is left for us to do it, to come and repair the nature, to become better, to become a part of it. We are not a virus to the nature. We are the makers on behalf of the maker on the ground to fix things around. Man is to be coming out of the womb to be born in a natural way, but sometimes a C-section is required. The C-section is now that baby and mother dies, because there are flaws in nature, always. So we are on behalf of God to fix those things, create C-section, so save the kids, like a patch on a computer, you know, software. So what I said right now, in my understanding of the people of Australia, some they say, we don't care about this Iranian. Well, when they sit down in themselves and they heard all of this, none of it they would disagree. None of it. There's no point of disagreement. England wouldn't do, which is the mother, and 2 children in the West, Canada and United States, they won't disagree. 2 other children in the East, New Zealand and Australia, they won't. Anglo-Saxon race is ready, with a mother and the 4 children, they're 5. They're ready to change the world. They are the contractor of God. I've said to the British people, you were chosen by the competition in the Crusaders over the Europe, because you went around the world, found all the cultures and everything. You became really the master of the universe. Then God gave you the contract to build Australia, New Zealand, Canada, United States. Now you have to understand, in this junction of time, the 2-dimensional society of the man based on the good economy and good social value is not working. We live in a 3-dimensional world. We need the spiritual part to get the full picture. But for this, we cannot pay those prices that I brought by the definition on behalf of an imaginary Australian talking to me. So why wouldn't you accept it then? Because just like the religious people, that they're attached to their dogmatic religion, you also are attached to a different religion that has no name. Religion of material, religion of dogma. No reasoning behind it. The moment you have no reason, it's a dogma. You see? You're all becoming addicted to social and material system in which it's just declining your race, your children. They're all becoming dysfunctional because they don't have lives. It is like Matrix, installing material component in your head and telling you this looks like that, that looks like this. For the smokers, that's nicotine. Every one of you are under this matrix. You have made it yourself, by the way. the computer that has taken you over. Apathy, complacency. This is it, what you have to get up at it. But then you say that, we can't become Baha'i. Listen, all the things that you said, no. Absolutely wrong. Every man in the planet is a Baha'i. When Baha'ullah comes, he's a sun. He comes, the whole earth is enlightened. How can somebody say, I can't see? So Baha'i faith is a school of God. From 0 to 100% you can get. Is there a person, 0 human being in the planet? None. Nobody. I could name few, by the way. But Baha'u'llah says, do not judge, you do not know, therefore I'm not going to say that. There are some good candidates, like Adolf Hitler, for example. But even if there's 0, you can get to the perfection to 100. Nobody can get to 100. It's very difficult to. But in between, there's lots. All the human beings in between, from 0 to 100. If all of this is acceptable by you, you are Baha'i, all of you. You just don't know it. The same cannot be said about other nations. If I bring the equality of man and women, probably people of Saudi Arabia, Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Dubai, Kuwait, name it, Egypt, they don't accept it. If I bring up this sharing and this and that, probably China doesn't accept it. At the moment anyways. Russia doesn't accept it. But you all accept it. Because you have created, came about this so close. In line with what the nature of God has created, you know. So everyone therefore is a Baha'i. There's no excuse. You're an alcoholic, join the Baha'i faith. You're not a Baha'i, but join the Baha'i faith. Even if you're a terrorist, join the Baha'i faith. Any sickness can be solved. Baha'u'llah calls themselves divine physician. He says in the beginning of his book, it's prescribed. It doesn't say it's written. He's for laws, and his ideas are prescription of a doctor that you have to pay to go to. But it is for free in his case. He's dealing with any kind of matters. You come in, you get fixed. In the Baha'i faith, no one can say to a person, you're not a Baha'i, you're not entitled to know. But don't let these ideas that you have from religion is stopping you from becoming a Baha'i. Don't think that as a Baha'i now all of a sudden you degraded yourself. You can't wear your Outback hat and be, you know, the honky-tonk man you want to be. Anything you are. Baha'i faith is a simple mechanism of what the earth has brought. Not accepting this is not accepting Einstein. Not accepting Baha'ullah is not accepting the sun in the middle of this, you know, sky. But as in the course of time, we will get fixed. There's 2 things that does not make you a Baha'i. When you say self, there's many self in you. Your self is material. It's taken care of by your vegetable self. They put your organs together so they don't rot. The vegetable self is taken care of by another self, by your animal self, that takes the body to see, ears, and everything else. That one is under the control of a human being. You see, it tells him where to eat and how to eat, what to eat, where not to eat, where to have sex, when not to have sex. It's under control. Although many of us have lost our control to the dog that's inside of us, it takes us anywhere it wants to. But besides that, we have a higher self. That's what we have to achieve to be, a higher self. One that sees things very differently. Many of such people have been in the world, in all kind of fields. If I want to say Nelson Mandela among the blacks, then I have to say Albert Schweitzer among the white, Dr. Livingstones. That they go on and did a lot of things, especially English people. They've done so much for this planet, nobody accepts it. So we have to get rid of this matrix that's controlling you, creating this apathy and complacency and telling you this religion is another one of those. It's not. It's different. Anyways, whenever I think of Australia, for some strange reasons, always I see this face of this Steve Irwin. Hi mate. I see him all the time. I can't tell you how much it bothered me when I heard the news. good people, you know, have to go. Very nice man. I had a crazy dream before he dies. I saw him in the ocean. He's trying to come up with his hand and it's bubbling, you know, his mouth. He wanted to reach to the surface. It was suffocating, and I tried to put my hand to get him. But for some reason, my hand couldn't get in there. Just couldn't get him. I got up, I heard that he died. The other day, I heard next day, I heard on TV with a stingray. I haven't met his wife. I wanted to go to see him one day. I haven't met his wife, his children's. But if you believe my spiritual authority, I am the spiritual authority right now on behalf of Baha'ullah in the earth. I like to say to Terry that those two kids, they can't contact their father. You can contact him. It's possible. His hardware is gone, but the software is still there. And he is the software. It's the hardware is gone. To communicate, you need the device, the phone. This phone is a spiritual phone. Get those kids and yourself, find wherever there's a Baha'i center, look in the yellow page. Do this and you find it for yourself, if I'm lying or I'm telling the truth. Go find it, go among these yellow pages, go to the Baha'i center, contact the Australian Baha'i National Spiritual Assembly or American National Spiritual Assembly if you're anywhere. Get some pamphlets, see what the Baha'i faith is. Join and go see the Baha'is. Their prayers by Baha'ullah. There's one, a very special one. I've translated, it's not translated into English, I've translated that one. You read that one and then ask whatever you like. It will be given to you. I promise. Do it and we'll see. Then you talk to him. And he'll talk to you. Nobody's dead. Trust me. Communication is gone. It's personal, but I had to say it. Anyways, in one of his videos, 5, 6, 10 of them, I don't know which one, 10 videos before this, I told you about the most great convulsion. I said to you, Australia is in a grave, I can't say danger, it's going to be some sudden changes to it that is so difficult to swallow. Your country will be populated by China, by India, by the surrounding people, Vietnamese, Indonesians, I don't know what not. So much so that where before one Australian, about 5. This was the vision I had. Most of the time my vision comes true. I cannot remember one didn't come true yet. Every one of them. This was a big bad one. And there was nothing could be done. It was just overwhelming. Bang, 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 it happened. When I brought this on these videos, I decided to talk all the nations to what they should do. I'm going to give you a solution. You're going to laugh, totally. And if you bring it to the governments, people, and they say that this man, whoever has said this, has to go to see psychiatric, help. I know you're going to say that. But this is the only solution to stop this. Why am I saying it? I have to say this. The reason I'm saying this is that I know you can't listen. You're not capable of doing it. But I'm going to say this. So, when it happens, sometimes in future, then they know I was telling the truth. Maybe then follow the rest of the things that I tell you. Okay? Keep it as a test. You can't do it right now. But, is it possible for Australians to get together seriously, study this Baha'i faith, go through all my videos from beginning to the end, understand what it is? You have to bring some 50 million, at least 50 million people in your country. You know from where? From England, US, Canada, I don't know, from anywhere, Europe's, white people, Anglo-Saxon white. If not, bring French, I don't care, German. These people who are coming in there, if they don't come, pay them to come. If they're criminal, no problem. Do not bother them. They were just like yourself. Australia is amazing. You come in, you get changed. You are not very great past. You didn't have such a great past, your ancestors in England. But when they came here, they changed. Because there's something in Australia, it changes. This is the reason of the immigration. A mutation takes place. Those kind of people, if you can't bring them from England, ask them, the condition is to marry a Chinese, Indian, Japanese, to create another 50 million of a mix of a race, married. It would be an Anglo-Chinese, Anglo-Indians, you know. A mix. Those children be the greatest gene pool in the world. They will defend Australia. Keep the country intact. And do not be fooled by thinking that Indians, Chinese or others are no good simply because you have been succeeding in the last 200 years. Doesn't mean that they are no good. They have been civilized for thousands of years, Chinese and Indian. But when they mix the white and Indian, white and Chinese, the children are great. So, if all the Australians are together, all the Irish, there will be a fight. You cannot create democracy out of Irish, out of English, out of Scottish, out of Iranians, out of Arabs. It's possible. There has to be other elements in it. The fact that there are Indians and Chinese, a lot of them, in England right now, this is the reason that the war stopped between the Irish and English. Because there is the guy in the middle now. So these are the elements of democracy. Democracy is not election of a person, of a group, or even of a government, of two opposing systems, like Republican and Democrats. But if it is natural, which is like people are different, it creates democracy. Like Quebec. Quebec in Canada is the liver of democracy. Because of them, there's democracy in Canada. English people, you people, because you're strong-minded, you can turn very stubborn, and that will work against you. They didn't know what to do. Get rid of the Quebec, create two countries. They said, nah. So English, they had to maneuver themselves towards the French, and French towards the English, and they created democracy in Canada. You need that. That's an element of democracy. So, if it's all the same color, the same people, it's not going to work. The formula, remember, is that unity in diversity. What is important is the culture, is that civilization. The two generations, if they come together, children of them, they'll do that. It will do the best. So, I can tell you a lot more. I, an Iranian, okay, can I be an Iranian really? I don't think so. I think I was parachuted in the wrong country. Iranians have a great affinity with English people. Iran means land of Ir. Iran, Ireland, land of Ir, Aryans. When you go, a lot of basic words that must have been invented, you know, thousands of years ago, it's the same as in English as in Iran. The word bad in Persian is bad, so is in you. You say father, we say pedar, which is kind of father. Pedar, father, father, mother, same thing. You know, we say daughter, we say dochter, like dachter. A lot of words. It just shows there's been affinity between these nations. A race is an absolutely absurd matter, but for that fact, Baha'ullah actually comes from Iran. He's not an Arab. His mother was Arab, but father is an ancient Aryan people. It's an amazing thing. The white people, they follow a prophet Christ, the Semitic. Indian and Chinese, they follow the prophets that are Aryans. Buddhist prophet of Chinese, and it's an Aryan man. His name is Buddha, but known by Buddha. Real name is Siddhartha. Prince Siddhartha was from an Aryan kingdom in Bengal. Read the history, and they follow this Aryan man. First Aryan, secondly is from India. See how developed their Chinese at those days. English were like that. That's why they learned so much in the world. It just mingled. Everywhere that was good, they made it a part of their culture. This is why the English dictionary is so wide. So as Indians in India, they read the Gita. When Lord Krishna talks to Arjuna, he says, "Oh, best of Aryans." They were Aryans at that time. This is a long, long time ago. It's amazing, you know, irony that the white man prophet is Semitic, Indian and Chinese prophet is Aryan. Combination works, see? God. Very well, my friend. I hope I didn't take too much of your time. I sincerely like you very much. I hope one day I come to your country, and I'd just love to go to that outback. But this Steve Irwin is always in my head. I was thinking that if there was a real Tarzan, and then from jungle he would come into society, that would have been him. He was the master of the nature. I'm very difficult to be impressed by anybody, but just clearly impressed by him. Now by another one, I found another guy, Austin Stephen, an amazing guy just as well. But Steve, something else was in him. He was so exuberant. This man was, you know, so much of jolliness in him, so much of force and power. I always say that. What a man, what a guy. What did he take from the nature inside him? The connection he had, eh? God bless his soul. He is blessed, of course, I'll tell you that right now. Just that connection should be made. There's a telephone line available. It's within us. We have to activate it. Thank you very much, guys.